Wake up, it's that time again. The sun's not here, but we're on again. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals and gather round. It's not lunch, it's not breakfast, it's the time we found. For brunch, well maybe we're busy. For brunch, maybe we're lazy. For brunch, well maybe it's conquest. For brunch, or a real request. But brunch is the time that we make for each of us, where we ask Egnards dumb stuff, because brunch will always be the special time for Egnards and for me.
All right, welcome. Good morning. Happy Saturday brunch. It's been forever since I've done a Saturday brunch. I'm 38. I feel like I've never actually had a Saturday because from being 15, I was working at my old boss's dojo. So they're not being at work on a Saturday is really, really flippin' weird for me. It's not something that I know how to deal with. It's very strange for me to be at my computer right now and not getting ready for work. I'm glad we could get this to work out. I will reiterate that I am on a pretty tight time schedule. It's 6:30 right now. We have to get on the road by about 10 a.m. My wife is terrible at waking herself up, so I need to make sure that she is up at 9. So our goal is to get our TB. Our goal is to get Conquest so I can get those datacrons. If we can get a review or two in, we're going to try and get a review or two in as well. But those can be time consuming. If we can't get those in today, we will do them on Wednesday. I'm confused with the GAC schedule. Tuesday to Wednesday, so Thursday. What days are the GACs? Sunday's GAC, Friday morning is GAC, so Wednesday morning? Is it Wednesday morning? I feel like it's Thursday morning, right? Thursday morning, Sunday morning, Tuesday morning. Something like that. I think that's it. I don't know. I'm still confused by the schedule, but I'm pretty sure that is correct. If we can't do it, then we can't do it. Dan, really too soon, man. I went down to my basement. I was so excited. I went to go plug in the dehumidifier. Doesn't work. So annoyed by it. I am like so annoyed. And I called back the contractor, and they're like, oh, we're going to have them call you back. And, of course, they never did. So now next week I have to go to war dealing with that, and I'm not excited. I have mats already down there. I have my bar set up down there. I have a new full bar being delivered next week. So I'm really mad if they're going to have to open up my walls again. Can I stream the phone calls? I'm actually very polite on the phone. I have found that being very polite on the phone gets me what I want much, much, much easier. So I don't know if that would be very exciting. Hobnob, my Gungans have been doing awesome on defense. Even in 3v3, they've been getting holds. With 5v5 coming up, I am excited to see how they do in a full 5-man. I'm still not sure if I'm going to use the Jar Jar Cron, which I feel like maybe is better for offense. And the 400% defense to offense cron is maybe better for defense. So I'm probably going to try the defense to offense cron. Yeah, so because forward is forward, Con Warlock. Right, of course, I knew that. We got to get started because, again, we got a little bit of a timetable today. So where is my stuff? There it is. Here is our game. My guild is trying a new strategy today. We're hoping to hit 48 from our 47. Ring of Kafrene will continue to preload. Zepho, sadly, is already done. I didn't get to do any Zepho battles, except I can do the special mission. We don't need to worry about Mandalore. Mandalore is going to do its own thing. But we need to see about Vandor and Haven class. So let's just quickly check the math on that. What is it? We're at 11:30. 730 minus 274. We're at 456. Plus 500 minus 424. 532. And minus 499. So we're at a negative 33 right now, which is actually really good for us to be able to hit the star that we don't normally hit today. So I'm pretty stoked about that. I don't know if anyone's ever said stoked in the last 10 years. It's really going to depend on tomorrow and if we get enough preload to Ring of Kafrene to be able to hit that 48. Squad Arena Leia was one shot by a Tarples. That's the way that we do it. That's how it should work. Mandalore should have had a currency. I don't know. That's an extra mission, though. I don't need an extra mission. I mean, I feel like this Bo-Katan mission helps enough as it is. Speaking of stuff that I am going to shoehorn in here, I heard that Scribe was oogling my fleet video yesterday and talking about my small peepee, as he puts it in my DMs. So I think for the next 5 to 10 minutes, everybody should just talk shit about Scribe and maybe summon him. But I'm not going to tell him in DMs. He's going to have to deal with that on his own. It's tubular. Yeah, I'm gonna try. We're gonna try New Republic on ROK, but we're gonna try it on auto. My whole goal is what can win on auto, right? Can something auto is very important to me. So that we will take a check out. We'll do Ring of Kafrene last. Let's start with Vandor first. Going in on the fleet mission, we might as well get it out of the way. Oh my god, coffee. I love coffee. And you know what I don't put in my coffee, Con Warlock? Milk. And if people put coffee in their milk, that's fine. Because coffee and milk is the one usage for milk as an adult. Drinking straight up milk for what, 2 months in a row? Goy, the problem also today is going to be Ring of Kafrene does not have any platoons today. So it's not going to be the best indicator. Actually, I might not do it today because I don't have platoons. Do you have platoons on Ring of Kafrene today? His Ring of Kafrene can be a really fickle bitch without platoons. No, and it still works. So maybe we'll give it a shot. We'll see. It seems like my guild's doing pretty good. When being negative 33 this early in the morning is very solid. Jedi Master Mace window can auto ROK with no blue. I know that, STX. Come on, man. Of course I know that. Pretending I didn't know that they could do, Jedi Master Mace window could do Mara Jade on auto makes me very sad. The Jabba mission will do last because that is... Jabba mission is just throw whatever random extras we have. Oh, I'm on day 5. That's why. Let's see. NS Enfies. Because pirates are data mined for the LSTs, I'm not going to say it's 100% that they'll be in the Kyber LSTs, but I am going to say that it's like 95% chance that they'll be in the Kyber LSTs. Once they go to the regular LSTs, there's no reason for them not to be in the ones that are part of the event. I know you got your I think I have brain problems. You got your roster review like 2 weeks ago. You got your roster review a few weeks ago, but a lot of the roster reviews we did a few weeks ago, we were talking about those pirate LSTs. Am I up for some push-ups? Man, I've been doing push-ups every day. We can rock what? We've been rocking like 25. I think I could rock more than 25 this morning. I've been doing them. If you're gonna call me out on some push-ups, I think we have time to do some push-ups. I hate this mission. I did see, though, I was looking at videos this morning that it can be done with C. The only problem is I don't have a Sith team at Relic 9, so it's not really viable for me yet. I truly hate this mission. All right. While this mission is going, we'll because I have to change the camera, right? So we'll open up my camera app to make sure that it can, and we'll customize this stuff. And I have to remember how to do this, so that it follows me, right? Because we need the camera to follow me. It's this auto framing. Okay, so auto framing is on now. Get my wife's chair out of the way. No, we can't do that, STX, because the last time I did push-ups with the small screen, everybody got really mad that it wasn't on the big screen. Oh my god, Enfies, just die. Come on. There we go. All right, let's see how many push-ups we can do this morning. This. There we go. 32. Let's fix the camera. Let's get back into game. Whew. Back to default. I think we are good. Boom. I'm getting better. Rabid Beaver is going to have some problems when we do our arm wrestling. NS open. Yeah, I've been trying to do like 3 or 4 sets a day. And I just go until I can't. So that number's been improving. I used to be able to do 50 to 60. So we got to get ourselves back up there. Looks like my furniture is all glued to the wall. Oh my god. This, man, I really need to convince my wife once the basement is actually fixed to allow me to move my setup into the basement. We have a nice little L shape. And if I take that other piece of the L, then it opens up her office. It opens up what I can do. But she also has plans for the basement, so it's going to be... We're going to war. I am excited, though. Just bought an L-shaped bar. I'm going to put it in front of my other bar piece. I'm looking at kegerators. I was saying to a friend yesterday night, I was at a buddy's house. I haven't seen him in a while. He's going through, I think it's his 3rd round with what started as testicular cancer and is now lymph nodes, but I think we're good now. I was at his house. I was chatting with him yesterday. Haven't seen him in a while because of all the treatment stuff. And I was saying, like, I'm buying this bar. I'm buying this kegerator. I don't even have people over my house. I will never use any of this shit. I just like the idea of having a bar in my basement. I know, pull-ups. I need a pull-up bar. I don't know where I'm going to put up a pull-up bar without my wife being annoyed. I am putting in a small gym downstairs too, just like a little bit of weights and a treadmill. But the electrical doesn't work apparently right now, so we'll see. Sun's not up, but we're on again. I feel like there's hot coming in hot with freaking cow abortion jokes. You almost got me to drop an F-bomb. Speaking of baby animals, we have a family of deer that lives in our neighborhood. And the deer in my neighborhood do not care because everybody in my neighborhood feeds them. And my wife and I have taken to buying produce for these deer. And now the deer will walk right up to me when they see me outside. So I have adopted deer friends. And they will eat out of my hand, so I'm pretty stoked about that. I can game easier. Yeah, when I'm, when I'm on my treadmill, or when I used to go on the treadmill, I'm a runner. I like the treadmill for the winter when it's too cold for me to run outside. I don't need to game while I'm on the treadmill. It is boring rather than being outside. But the whole idea is trying to get off screens more. Put a TV down there. Trying to get off screens and put a TV down there. If I were to get a bike, my wife would demand I got a Peloton too, which would, I'm not spending $2,000 on a Peloton bike. Everything's a friggin' subscription these days. Including only eggs. ZZ Top in the house. Good morning. Welcome to Saturday Brunch. This is when all the white bitches do it. Oh no. I'm gonna get canceled now. Yeah, Dan, do you normally run on the treadmill on Saturday, or are you only running on the treadmill today? Because we're doing brunch and you feel like that's what you have to do. Yeah, I found a nice treadmill, man. I did some Google research. I was trying to find something that would work for me because, again, during COVID, I broke 3 freaking treadmills from running so much. I found a nice one, a Horizon. Everybody seems to recommend Horizon bikes. Good quality, top speed of 12. Decent warranty on it. Expense like $800, but like if it's gonna last years, whatever. I was pumped to get it, but now I gotta wait. Sorry, man. Yeah, I'm going to it's a coworker's wedding today at the school. I'm gonna literally tell her today, like, it's very few coworkers who I'd go to their wedding. Not that social of a person. I've literally never gone out with this person socially. Like, sometimes teachers will go out with each other and like hang out and have drinks. Literally never. But hear me out, man. I just realized this yesterday. So we're not doing a Sunday brunch this week. But we still have brunch, which is nice. We're doing it today. Next week there's no brunch. I'll be in Ocean City, New Jersey. I'll be at the beach with my in-laws. Which, look, in-laws, mine are pretty good, but going on vacation with them has me nervous. But the week we come back is birthday brunch. My birthday is technically on a Tuesday this year. So I think it's the Sunday. Sunday is the 23rd. That's birthday brunch. I'm always excited about birthday brunch. The problem is that I haven't talked to Meathead in a while because I'm still annoyed with Forward is Forward. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get free goodies for birthday brunch. It's okay, though. Still birthday brunch. The sun's not up, but we're on again. Forward is forward. That's gonna live on forever. When Phil said that to me during Zeta Protocol, it threw me. It like fully through me. Oh man, that's gonna be a theme of brunch streams for like the next year until I forget. So stupid. Damn it, I just dropped an F-bomb under my breath. I hate myself. Oh. Oh my god, man, I feel you. My birthday, obviously it's in 2 weeks, and I'm going to be turning 39. So we're about the same age. And I actually have an existential crisis every time I think about it. I'm more of a whiskey person. My wife has taken to like gummies, and I'll have a gummy every once in a while. But everybody else seems to love them. I really don't, because every single time I have one, I'll have like an hour of fun, and then I will just go through an existential crisis over my impending mortality. And I will just lay in bed, no matter what. I could be taking, doesn't matter what gummy I'm taking. I will just lay in bed thinking about what could be 50 years from now. And that, like, so we don't do gummies very often. Or I don't. No, so my birthday is actually the 25th. But I'm not gonna. We might do a brunch on Tuesday. Actually, it'll be a GAC week, so we might even do a birthday GAC brunch. It's the 25th. I share that with Sean Connery, R.I.P. And interestingly enough, I know quite a few people who have the same birthday as me. My best friend in the whole world shares a birthday with me. One of my employees, who is like a niece to me, she has the same birthday. When I worked for my old boss, one of the trainee instructors that I trained for like 10 years had the same birthday. I know a lot of people. Yeah, I can't do the whole gummy thing. I like a good whiskey. I don't like getting drunk. That's the thing. I'm not a get drunk person. I just enjoy the taste of a good whiskey. I enjoy the taste of a good beer. So I will like have one with dinner, or like I'll have a nice like 2 fingers of scotch, after dinner and relax while we're watching TV. Did I not do TV? What's up, user? Well, we've been talking all morning. I normally do my day 5 TB immediately, like right at phase change. But because I knew we were doing brunch today, I held off on purpose. So normally I would be done by now, but today is a little bit different. Phil hasn't seen Tenet. I've actually never seen Tenet either. I had wanted to see it. I think when it came out, my wife really wanted to see it. She's a much bigger Christopher Nolan fan than I am. For some reason, we didn't go. And we're not really watch movies at home people. We will sometimes watch movies at home, but we get very distracted, so we generally avoid movies at home, which is why we like going to the movies. Warlock, have I seen your suggestion about bringing AP gains onto Zeta Protocol? I did see it. And look, here's the thing. Every week somebody suggests a guest for Zeta Protocol. Right, Shadow goes through his monthly period, his man period, and flips out about the game. And he complains that I don't have Calvin on, that I don't have this person on, that I don't get Bit Dynasty on. Zeta Protocol is not really a guest show. It was never intended to be a guest show. It's very, very, very rare that we have a guest on. We've done 2 guests in the entirety of Zeta Protocol. the first guest being Sarah, and that made a lot of sense because even though it wasn't intended to be, Zeta Protocol is a spiritual successor to the Holotable News Network. When Pico was with me, and with Taylor Swift's album, we thought it would just be silly to do, and we didn't actually expect her to say yes, and she said, "Yeah, I'm totally game." So that was a lot of fun. And then the second guest was Kazgul, who's, he's been doing Twitch now, and I encourage people to follow him because he's a really great guy, and he's very, very smart. And he looks like Bruce Campbell in his 40s. So we had him on during some of the Conquest changes for two reasons. One being that Phil and I shared sentiment, and we wanted to have a counterpoint in there. We wanted somebody who... So we weren't just talking into the void. I do have a third guest that I would like to get on in the near future. I don't know if it'll happen. I'm not going to say their name. But there is somebody I would like to get on. Am I open to AP Gains coming on at some point? Yeah, maybe. But, I mean, people have heard the things that I've said where I struggle with AP Gains. And I struggle with some of the things that he's done in the past. And I recognize that he is now much older and maybe not that same person. But it would feel disingenuous for me to kind of just invite him on just because he's kind of getting back into the game without really seeing where his style of content is going and if he's matured. Otherwise, I would just be a hypocrite. Did I manage Malachor, your last CM? No, your Malachor did not do well. I tried Sith there. You obviously didn't have C there. Because C was used elsewhere. We are going to have to do some rotation, but I also, because you were platooning heavier, that may have made things harder for you. But I tried Sith there, and it just was not working. Next week, I think I had messaged you, and I had said that I had seen some people using C. And I am interested in maybe trying C on that Emphys node, which would open up another DS team, because then you could move another light side team to another Vandor node. We'll just have to kind of see what happens with that. Yeah, moving on to sports streaming, of course, that's where the money is, right? If you want to be a streamer, if your thing is, oh, I want to stream to be kind of big, then you're going to go to, like, big video games or, like, where people want to watch. It's not Swugga. I don't think he's a bad person. But I do think that he's irresponsible, and I think that one of the big reasons why why CG shut down dealing with content creators for a very, very, very long time was directly related to, to AP Gains. And we talked about it last week on Brunch because somebody asked me about it. Well, the thing that we have to free up is LV, right? Because LV with Enfys, I think your other two battles are light side, if I remember correctly, because we're putting Gungans in there, and then I don't remember what the other one, and then Jabba. Jabba doesn't matter. Jabba has to be there anyway. Now, we could try Gungans on Enfys Nest and see if your Gungans work on it. My Gungans work on it. It's just an annoying battle. Like a really annoying battle. And then that would free up a much easier team for the regular Vandor node. Alright, I think we're good here. And then the other thing when it comes to like bringing on people, I like doing collaborations. I like talking to people. You know, if people ask me on to do things, if I can make it work, I do it. I've been on Tribe Talks before. You know, I obviously have gone on the Scoundrels quite a few times. One of my big things is I like working with smaller creators who don't have that voice. I've an open invitation with Silver. I've told him anytime he wants to join me on brunch, you know, like he's welcome to join me. I like propping up those guys because they don't have that same exposure to the greater community. And I feel like being somewhere in the middle, if I can do anything to help those people, I can do something to help those people. My Gungans can auto Enfies. My Gungans can 100% auto Enfies. It just takes 20 minutes sometimes. It depends. It depends on if things hit the right way. It either takes 5 minutes or 20 minutes. I'm about to use... When we go to Ring of Kafrene user, I'm going to try New Republic on Ring of Kafrene. The only difference is I am going to try it on auto because that's my whole thing. People on stream are saying that it works really well there. Which means we could maybe... we could maybe swap Leia over there. I don't know if Leia works again against Enfies. It should. I don't see why it wouldn't. Though, if Jedi Master Mace Windu is your Nest team, Leia could probably take that Mara Jade node. Swapping Jedi Master Mace Windu out, putting New Republic up there, and then giving you Lord Vader back to Malachor. Yeah, Silver is great. I mean, I offered him a spot in Slice of Otogunga. He took it, so now he has a notification system. You know, I don't want to really... His conversations with me are... Obviously, they're private, but... he has certain concerns related to how he does his content, and I told him, you know, think about it, and if he ever wants to, just hit me up. He's a very nice guy. He's very, very friendly. We talk every once in a while. So we're going to try Ring of Kafrene. If we swap Leia there... Yeah, Leia should work there. If we swap Leia there, that'll give Lord Vader back to DS. And again, I'm told that New Republic works on Ring of Kafrene without platoons. But also, like I said, I'm going to be trying it on auto, so it does kind of change the dynamic a little bit of what can be done, auto or manual. But it's important for me to see if it can be done on auto. Hot, I did. I saw your jokes. They are very funny. The problem is they keep coming in when I'm in the middle of talking about something, and then I forget about them because I have the... memory of a goldfish. Are we ready to open our hearts again? It's been long enough since Cap Amazing. Yeah, you know, we had the creator area in Slice of Otogunga, and I really wanted to highlight smaller creators, but the problem with highlighting newer creators is that a lot of them end up quitting. A lot of them don't have the stomach for doing it long term, or they get bored with the game, and that's generally what happened with that space. You know, Stero was in there, and he was doing some really great stuff with Datacrons, but he left the game. A few of the other smaller ones left the game. One of the ones that I had posting in there has just been stealing thumbnails from other creators and not even changing them at all, literally just using their thumbnails. So we got rid of them. I won't say who it is, doesn't matter, it's irrelevant. So right now, the only one actively posting through there is Silver. And I opened up my space and I said, hey man, Silver and Kazgul. Silver and Kazgul. You know, my belief is that if you look at all of the content creator discords, pretty much all of them exist just to be a notification system. So if I can open up a space for those creators to have that notification system and not to have 4,000 discords in the space, then great. I think that's awesome. Is how many identical discords do we need? I haven't talked to Cap in a while, man. He reached out to me a few months ago, and we chatted for a little bit. I miss that guy. And what's really funny about Cap is, like, the world is so small because even though he lives in Japan, he grew up maybe 2 miles from where I grew up. Like, he said the high school he went to at one point, and I was like, are you shitting me? Like, that was down the street from me. Just so funny how small the world can be. It's sad because I thought he was a great creator. He was gaining a lot of traction. He was gaining a ton of traction with people. People really liking his stuff. But once he got caught up on the game, he felt like it was boring, and you know, he decided to step away. I'll have to look. I haven't heard of him. I mean, look, I don't have time to, like, sit on Twitch and YouTube. But like, when my wife goes to bed early or, like, takes a nap, I'll sometimes pop onto Twitch. And I will see who's streaming, and I will talk to, you know, newer streamers. And I enjoy doing that. Like, there's one guy who's in my guild, actually. Creator. He's a Spanish guy. He does all of his subs in Spanish. But he's a really nice guy. I've stopped in on his streams before. Very charismatic. I don't speak Spanish, so I have no idea what he's saying. But he's a lovely guy. He's in my guild. Very respectful. I'd love to have him on, but I know he's very self-conscious about his English. There's another shark guy, the shark dude who I was chatting with a few weeks ago. Maybe a week ago, 2 weeks ago. He seems like a very nice guy. I just think it's nice to have new voices in the community that aren't the old stuffy voices. And I include myself in the stuffy voices, even though I am relatively newer compared to a lot of the other guys out there. My voice has been out there for years, just mainly in text. Grab your coffee, grab your crystals, grab your friends. I don't have a life. It's mostly work. That's my life, is work. It's sad. Surely Phillips sets a low bar. Yeah, but look, I have no problem with having this guy on. I think his English is great. Like, super. Like, I've chatted with him before. But I know he's self-conscious about it. I wish I spoke Spanish because, like, I've been on his streams before. And he's, like, super charismatic guy. And they seem to be a lot of fun. And there seems to be a very big Spanish-speaking community in Swugga because he does have quite a few people in his streams. I was just about to say I didn't read the name user, and I was like, oh, I talk to Dacinex all the time. And then I realized it was you. I'd have Dacinex come on if he wanted to on a brunch. You know, but I know, like, he hangs out with a smarter crowd. Dacinex and, like, Fatal, like, they're the super hardcore GAC, like, smart people. No, but for anyone here who speaks Spanish, creator, Kraetor. I urge you to like look him up on Twitch. It was really funny when he joined our guild. He had messaged me and he was like, "Hey, like I really want to join this guild. Are you okay with creators, like content creators? Just I want to like give you a heads up that I create content. Like, is that a problem?" I was like, "Why would that be a problem? I create content too." All right, we're bouncing around. Let's see. Light side. We're going to do light side Mara. I've seen this fail every once in a while, but I mean, my Jedi Master Mace Windu squad is definitely not up to snuff on mods. They are definitely underrepresented. Then we saw, obviously, the Berm started doing content again. I think he was always streaming. He just stopped playing. He stopped streaming Swugga, and now he's been streaming Swugga again. He's a very nice guy. We like him. He's a good friend of mine. He's been on. I mean, he's been on Brunch before. I would have him on again. Yeah, every once in a while, somebody will just die super early, and you'll be like, "What just happened?" But it's rare. I think it happened last time we did Brunch. Is that what happened with Berm? I don't understand people that play more than one account for fun. Like, I help out some people specifically, like, as a service. Not for fun. Yes, we. Oh my God! Look at that, Depagon. There we go. Depa gets yeeted. Can we do this having killed Mara Jade? Possibly, but I doubt it. And Snorlax is on Brunch like every week. Yeah, there we go. They definitely do need better mods, though. This party's over. All right, we're gonna try this on auto, not these guys. Again, we need to just see how they do. My modding is not super great. I'm still working on my mods for these guys. They're not, yeah, they're not. I mean, this can be rolled to 6A or 6E. Ooh, I'll take that. Okay. I can't run 2 accounts for fun. It's like these. We need better mods on these guys. People still doing R5 with protection 5D4 dodge or with potency mods. Yes, he's still running potency. Do I have any other potency ones? No, we don't have any other potency ones. Nothing health here because I don't want to roll a two dot mod. Like this, it's not a great mod. This is better. Especially for R5. Well, that's, oh, nice. That's my problem with my New Republic right now is that I have a lot of mods on them that I just do not want to roll to 6, of course. All right, let's see. On auto. See how this does. We haven't really started the battle yet. I mean, so far this is looking pretty good. I think it is safe to say, as of right now, that, and it's worth it for me to say, that when it comes to New Republic on Ring of Kafrene, that they fuck. And I know, user, your New Republic are better modded than mine are. And you also don't play on auto as much as I do. You know, like, I'm gonna kind of target just to speed this up. But that split target is really what's throwing things off here. So if this is on manual, it seems like it would be even easier. It was worth it. I'm sorry, Dylan. I apologize for the F-bombs, but even with not great modding, that looked not too terrible. So we, for my purposes, we are going to take, what is this, day 5? We're going to take these guys out of the rotation. We're going to put New Republic in there. There we go. We've got Ring here. Leia can also... I've gone 0 and 2 before during no platoons, which is so surprising to me. Every once in a while, it's like right now is not looking good. We're going to see if we can recover this with an ult. Well, the problem is STX, like having a tank. The problem is somebody available to do the tanking at Relic 9? I feel like all of my materials have done 2 things for me. All of my materials lately have either gone to somebody screwing up a platoon, or they've gone to the era. Oh, he was death marked. Damn it. That sucks. So I don't have any materials to do on fun things. Like I still have to get Snow Trooper Commander to Relic 9. Okay. Hate playing on manual. Let's go for the Death Trooper. Let's get ourselves to ult. Let's mess these guys up. Keep you stunned. I think once we get rid of this Death Trooper, it'll be fairly safe. We have Stormtrooper, Command Recon. Let's get rid of the Recon. Then I think we'll be okay. Alright, I think we're safe. We are good. Crisis averted. What is this? The sun's not up, but we're on again. Let's see. Switch deploy. Deploys were switched from Haven class at 4:30. Okay. Hey, Adder. What's up? 400. I don't like 400. We're going to go to 600. Actually, let's go to 650. Welcome to Saturday Brunch. I really should have gotten a mimosa for today. I apologize. I thought about it too. I was like, oh, it's Saturday. Like, it's fun. I have to drive. My wife's going to make me drive, and I'm going to have to drive her crappy car. Her crappy car drives so much different than my car. I mean, I've said that, yeah, I do. Like, light versus dark when it comes to TB or to GLs, it means nothing to me. You know, I've heard people in the past when we had, you know, like LV and then Jabba back to back, and everyone's like, why are you doing this back to back? This game isn't like World of Warcraft, right? There's no like Horde versus Alliance. There's no like only some people get light side versus some people get dark side. So like to me, I don't care if I get a light side GL versus a dark side GL. Like to me, it's completely irrelevant. Given that everybody has the opportunity for either one, it makes no difference. I mean, if that's what you're asking, because Hondo is dark side, right? And this next one should be light side, so it seems like that should be pretty standard. How was the garage? My car's still in. My car is still there. They said it should hopefully be fixed next week. Do I have anything else here? I think I just have the two things left that need to be done, right? I have this battle. And I must have held off on this battle because... Okay. I don't have any other first order. So we're going to be throwing randoms in here. Am I wearing a suit today? I always wear a suit to a wedding. Come on, son. Always. 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 I've never been to a wedding where I did not wear a suit. Maybe we try... The problem is my ISB are not I have the 4 ISB. It could be an address. That's very fair. That is true. Does this have to be full ISB? Is there... Oh, why is Krennic? No, I don't want Krennic in the lead. Never an enemy... Always starts the battle. Never an enemy recur. Always be allies. All right. I don't want to... I don't know if this is going to work. Who should I throw in the 5th? Because I'm very low on flawed signal data right now. Let's throw SLKR in there. I don't know. I'm very, very low on flawed signal data. And I need it. Well, but that's what my question is, Mountain Goat. What did they change, right? Because it was LSDS together, LSDS together, LSDS together, and then it was DSDS, and then it was LSLS, and now it's DSL. Like, the pattern has never really been consistent. Warlock, what Richie is saying is that because I'm not aware of an Omega fix, but what Richie is saying is that they fixed the FTC, but they didn't change Omega's kit so that if they do this again, it won't happen again. Did they also fix Omega's kit to make sure that this doesn't happen again? Because I had suggested a fix to them, adding in some wording. Okay. I don't know. Maybe SLKR can salvage this. I really didn't want to take Probe Droid to Relic 8 because I'm so low on flawed signal data. And I need that flawed signal data right now for Snowtrooper Commander. Oh, did they do that? Oh, there you go. There's a fix. Well, Richie, it is fixing it. Because now Carson Teva can make those stacks go down. Right? Or whoever in the future can make those stacks go down. And that was the problem. Is that Carson Teva or whoever was supposed to be invulnerable couldn't make those stacks go down. But if he can make those stacks go down, it has fixed the problem. It may not have fixed the problem in the way that you want it to be fixed, but it does fix it. Yeah. Yeah, I did not have enough for Snowtrooper Commander because I had a few impromptu Relic 9s that I had to do. But I should have enough by whatever day it is, Tuesday. I think Tuesday would be the day that the new Error Battle comes out. Which also means that people are not going to do it as much. It's not like Bad Batch were viable with any other team outside of bugs. We made that work. Well, you know what? What do I... Well, let's do this. Is it Monday? I should still have enough on Monday. Let's see. Yeah, I'm at 90. I am close enough. I only need 100. Let's just hope it's not a complete shit show, right? Because we have 3... Well, here's the thing. A lot of people are really worried about it. I don't know. I feel like if I show my feet on Twitch, I'll get banned, Lady Geek. Am I saving those crystals for new transmission? No, I mean, I just don't have a real need for those crystals, right? A lot of people, this has been my thing all the time, really, is a lot of people don't ask themselves what's actually holding them back. There's nothing actually holding my account back right now, so I don't really need to spend inordinate amounts of crystals. I do use crystals. I do 6 refreshes of mod refreshes every day. That's 450 crystals. I'm doing 6 refreshes in Conquest. That's 900 crystals going out. I'm doing 3 in Cantina, so that's 1,100, 1,200 crystals that are being taken out of my account every single day. You know, the signal data packs, I buy the signal data $14.99 pack every single time that it comes around, 3 times. There's nothing. It's nice to have a lot of crystals for emergencies. You know, like, for example, when user finally gets sick of me and he moves on to bigger, better, and smarter people, and he goes, no more eras, I'm cutting you off. Maybe I have enough crystals to get through one more era. So we keep a lot of crystals on the... I've always kept a lot of crystals on the account. Because, you know, when I was doing things second run, I needed to make sure I had the crystals to do things. There we go. Let's see how my guild is doing. Let's see where we are at with TB, how we're going. Where's my calculator? I don't know. It's 7:40, probably an hour and 20 minutes until I have to wake my wife up. Let's see. Let's see. 7:30 minus 323 is 407. Plus 500 minus 444. So we need 463 minus 447. We're at a negative 16. Negative 16. Let's reload the bot. So we got to reload the bot. We got to spam people in the guild. So we're gonna let that load so that we can spam the bot. Roster reviews. I said it in my message today. Will there be some today? That depends on everything else getting done. We will also try throughout the week to get roster reviews done with the GAC streams during the summer. I know it stinks, but realistically, when it comes to roster reviews, like, I do them because you guys find them helpful, but at the same time, I mean, most of you, if you just listen to somebody else's roster view, it's probably the same exact advice. It's almost exactly the same exact advice every single time, because most of you don't listen to me and you just want to hear me yell at you about your own account, right? Like, it's no surprise. Tomorrow's the tough part, Adis. Tomorrow, because we will not have as much preload going into tomorrow. So without as much preload going into tomorrow, I am a little bit nervous. But if nothing else, we'll at least hit 47. All right. Did this get sent out? 7:42 notifications got sent out. We can reload the game. See, there you go. Xander doesn't listen to a freaking thing I say. Ever. Right? Like, Xander has never listened to me. I did these already. Excellent. Okay, let's burn through Conquest, shall we? I actually need to kill pirate allies. Is this pirates? No, that's not pirates. Roster roast. I'm not good at roasting rosters. Somebody... Alright, I gotta kill pirates. Somebody recently... I think it was last brunch... I did feel like I roasted somebody's roster, and for some reason, they were all about it. And, I don't know. I guess it's just like a kink for some of you guys, is to get roasted. I try not to be mean. Time is it? 1:17. Try not to be mean to people. Sometimes the mean comes out. You can give Xander shit because he auto-deployed. Oh, my God, Xander. You know what's rough is a lot of people I have... a lot of people in my guild are friends of mine. They're people from the Discord. They're people who I've talked to, I've communicated with, and am very, very, very friendly with. And I have to often tell the other guild leadership, like... I have no favorites. And if you need to boot somebody, I'm not going to protect them. Because sometimes people do things where I go, listen, guys, if you want to get rid of somebody, I make very clear when I am doing recruiting that I am not protecting anybody. And that they have to fend for themselves. I can't do it. I can't play favorites. So there's always some kind of conversation going on where I go, you guys do what you want to do. I'm just here to find the people. You guys are here to yell at them. Ani, yours was actually interesting, right? Because you're up on all of the things, except for all of these weird, like, small time things, right? All of these like little projects. So your review was interesting to do because I was looking at it from a very different perspective. But 9 times out of 10, every roster review is exactly the same. It'll be, oh, you don't have Duel of the Fates, get Duel of the Fates. Oh, you don't have Jabba, get Jabba. Like, oh, you're in the Holy Quadrangle, you need to finish the Holy Quadrangle. And then the next person will be like, no, I swear, my review is different than the last guy. But it won't be different. It'll be the exact same thing. They'll go, oh, my roster's all out of whack. It's so crazy and silly. It doesn't matter if your roster is crazy and silly. I can't tell you how to make it crazier and sillier. I can only tell you how to fix it. And how to fix it is the same thing every single time. How does New Republic do in Conquest? I feel like User tried it and said it was good, because I hate this team, and we're going to need some extra teams in here. I think for Birthday Brunch, we should have people on to... We need to do something, like, fun for Birthday Brunch. The first year we did the Kahoot. Last year, I don't even remember if we did anything interesting. But we gotta do something fun. Get a dozen people into voice chat to sing happy birthday. I'll have you guys review my roster. I would love to have Bit Dynasty on. The problem is that Bit Dynasty is also a very busy person who is very family oriented with his wife, the same way I am with mine. And because our time difference is so different, you know, brunch happening in the middle of his day makes it very difficult to do that kind of thing. Get R10 step. R10 stop. I've never used stop in a General Grievous team. Like it's never been a useful tune for me. I used him this conquest to get overcharge faster. I think I still have the birthday hats. Have to look. I hate that they put this... Stop putting teams with revives on Sector 4. I won my GAC with putting... Anytime I see GG in defense, I'm like, what is this person doing? Like, this makes no sense to me. Alright. Uh-oh. Is Dan sending me naked pictures again? Stop is actually very easy for overcharge because you get 5. You get 5 every time. So you just do run like 3 battles with Afra. 6 miles today, Dan. Nice job. I have been working my runs back up. I really, really lost my run after the asthma stuff and then my ankle stuff. I started my runs this summer, the beginning of the summer, at literally just doing 1 mile. This sucks. Literally just doing 1 mile. I'm back up to 2.5 miles. I'm hoping to get up to 3.5 by the end of the summer. I'm hoping that having electricity in my basement will mean that I can continue running. This is crap. Oh my god, this is with like Zealous Ambitions on. Bring on GL Mando. Cassian, we could try Cassian. That was like god awful. Oh, that is Carson. Where is Luthen? There he is. The BH team is just, oh my god, it's such a, and like I look, I get it, right? I'm complaining because I'm making this hard on myself by manualing this, and I know that most people are only going to be fighting this once. So like I understand that part of it. But I also understand that there are people who, you know, are at 6 or 7 million, and this becomes a very tough team for them. Look, I actually like the nickname Unk. I know that it's used as like a diss, as a you're old. I think it's a dope nickname. In our guild, we have one of our raid officer, Rummy. We call him Uncle Rummy, so now we call him Unk. Gungans. Sure. Oh, and I'm getting the sweaty selfies too. Oh, what did I do to deserve such a sexy selfie, Dan? Look at this guy sending me his nudes. Live nude dance. Shouldn't joke about that. People are gonna start sending me explicit pictures. I have dick pics in my DMs, and my wife's gonna be like, "What is going on here?" I don't even really think she'll question it. Actually, if we're completely honest about this, I don't think she'd be surprised. I think she'd be like, "I always knew it was there'd come a time." It's like, I don't remember the name of the song. It's Garfunkel and Oates, and it's about their boyfriend being secretly gay. Very funny song. I enjoy their stuff. Very silly. They're gonna start sending me pics. Oh, no, listen, my wife fully understands. I have explained it. I have explained to her that I am 100% sure that there is not a single straight man who is a member, and that every single person in my members section wants to, for some reason, have sex with a middle-aged man, when all of these people are in their 20s and could do way better than me. Egg is emotionally cheating with chat. No, she knows. She very much knows. She's seen how I talk to my friends. Wake up, song's always in my head. Uh-oh, is this more? Is Xander sending me nude self a dick pic? Is that an AI Richard Nixon? Tricky dick. Yeah, it's that's my entire member section on Discord. It's everybody fighting with each other and then just sexually harassing me. That's where it comes from. And nobody's denied it. Nobody in that section has ever been like, "Hey, wait a second, I'm not there for that reason." Not a single one of them. They just go, "Yeah, that makes sense." That's disgusting. How do I join? And I've told you, I've said this, like, Buy Me a Beer, which is where our members section is hosted. They have emailed me before, and they haven't outright said, "Are you an OnlyFans creator? Because we need to delete you." But their email strongly implied that they were making sure that I could prove that I was not an OnlyFans creator, so that they didn't have to delete my account. I had to send them our Discord. I had to send them my YouTube. I had to send them my Twitch. I had to send them my Reddit, just to show them that it is video game content and not explicit content. I had to make sure that only eggs was hidden. Oh, I shouldn't say that. They're gonna know now. But you know you've made it when Buy Me a Beer is reaching out to you to say, hey, can you explain where this revenue is coming from for us, please? And you go, yeah, sure. Of course I can. No, honey, they didn't. Buy Me a Beer did not get to see the Jar Jar Gimp suit video that clearly exists. Is there a Jar Jar Gimp suit? That'd be kind of cool, actually. Let's see, what do I have? Not a lot of those. Okay, so we do still need to be here. Let's do the clones. It's very interesting. That whole section is just people yelling at me. Or it's Shadow. Shadow yelling at me. Shadow telling me that I have killed the game. And that I'm also the only person who can save the game. Sending me mixed signals. God, this stupid battle. Is that the only way? And I'm sure that there are plenty of straight men who just do not want to serve in the military, you know, and they probably do it. It's just like the early 2000s, gay for pay. I guess in this instance it would be for not pay, but similar idea. No, Shadow is the girl that says that she wants to date you, but then you guys get close and she doesn't. I promise you that I agree with you, Khan. It means nothing for me. I tried Monster Hunter before, when it was like a PlayStation Plus game, and I gave up after an hour. I was like, this game is clearly not for me. Though, I did see that Spider-Man 2 is on PlayStation Plus, so I bought a month of PlayStation Plus to play Spider-Man 2, and I've been having a lot of fun. Yeah, but Lady Geek, you could do it on the bonus node. I know it sucks. It is annoying. You're right. It is super, super, super annoying. But you could do it on the bonus node. Bonus node is goated. Right? If you can do it on the bonus node, it is not a waste. I just didn't really understand the game. I didn't get far enough into the game. I know very early on if I want to continue playing a game or not, if the gameplay loop is fun for me. And it just did not seem like the type of game that I would play. Spider-Man 2 I've been having a ton of fun with. I'm like 45% done with it. I do like doing everything. So I don't know if I'll get a platinum trophy because I'm probably not going to new game plus it. But I will play through and do everything I can in one playthrough. Me playing Dark Souls... Me playing Dark Souls, I hate Souls-like games. Souls-like games are not for me. My brother tried to get me to play Dark Souls 3 a long time ago. I don't really have the time to sit down and deal with bosses in that way. Though I have told the story before. I don't know if you've heard the story. My love language with my friends is based on hate. We all hate each other. My friends know that I hate Dark Souls. They know that I hate Souls-like games. They're not bad games. They're just not for me. And a few years ago for my birthday, my best friend and I, we both have the same birthday. We generally go out to a nice steakhouse on our birthday and enjoy a dinner. And he bought me... he bought me Elden Ring, knowing that I would hate it. Like, he bought it knowing, like, thinking I would never play it and just to piss me off. He thought it was the funniest thing in the world. I started playing it just to kind of get the hang of it. It was really annoying. I was really frustrated with it. I did figure it out mostly. And I ended up 100%ing the game just so I could send him a screenshot of my platinum trophy and my middle finger. So I essentially played through Elden Ring. The first playthrough, I played through naturally, trying to figure it out on my own. I think I did it in 5 playthroughs. And obviously they get easier over time, right? That first playthrough takes you like 30 hours. And then your second playthrough takes you like 10 hours. And then by the time you're doing the last playthrough, because you just need to kill that one boss, you're literally just rushing through and it takes you like 2 hours. For the last like 2 or 3 playthroughs, I, looked up and tried to find which bosses I needed to kill. And how to, what specific quest lines would be missing. And I did. I ended up 100%ing the game. And I will never return to it. I don't actually, like, having played Elden Ring, I don't hate the game, but I don't really like games where they throw you into an open world and they kind of just go, the world is dead, figure it out. You kind of just wander around Elden Ring and hope that you sort of land in the right direction, which is kind of annoying to me. I don't need a game to hold my hand. But I do want a game that kind of gives me a quest and says, like, you got to go to this castle. And I feel like with Elden Ring, it's just like, I don't know, the world is destroyed. Good luck. Kill bosses or something. And then you go wandering into areas and just die. Because the guys in these areas are 80 levels higher than you, and you need 40 more different things to kill these guys. But I did it. I got through it. I finished it. And I will never play another Souls game again. Am I excited for the Advent calendar? What Advent calendar? For what? I want the whiskey Advent calendar, but it's freaking expensive. It's like $200. I think Flaviar makes it. It sells out every year. Where did you send this picture? Not to my DMs. Did you put it on Discord? Like, Advent calendar. Let's see. Where are my PMs from you? I see you yelling at me about teachers. I see you making fun of my, but wait, there's ROI. I see my signal data. I do not see any DMs from you that have anything to do with advent calendars. Is it just randomly on Discord and you were like, oh, I see everything on Discord? Well, that was me with Souls, Ani. I only played Elden Ring because it was a hate playthrough. It was like I'm going to show this guy. Did I not like the newer Zelda games? I played Breath of the Wild. I think Breath of the Wild is more forgiving than Elden Ring is in terms of kind of letting you figure out what you need to do. But I gave up on Breath of the Wild about 3/4 of the way through because I am a completionist and I am somebody that sees 120 shrines, and I found I was just spending my whole day going shrine to shrine and I was getting so bored. Could I have gone and finished the last boss? I could have. But I was getting so distracted and so... Oh, I was looking at the wrong DMs, Emperor. I was looking at mine with Adder, not with yours. That's dumb. Oh, I thought you meant like a Christmas advent calendar. I didn't think you meant the XCOM advent calendar. I did see your advent calendar like 2 weeks ago. I think you had sent it. But yeah, Breath of the Wild, I don't know. I feel like they tried to make it too like one of my favorite Zelda games is Link to the Past. And for the Game Boy SNES kind of generation, it's pretty open world. You can kind of go to any boss you want, and I really enjoyed that. Breath of the Wild, I felt, tried to be too much of a modern open world game and not enough of a Zelda game. So I lost interest in it. I did not play the follow-up. I don't even remember what the follow-up is called. I have a Switch 2 now, so I could play it. Those games take up so much time, and the only time that I have for those types of games are the summer, which is why I'm trying to get through, like, Spider-Man right now. I'm gonna try and finish XCOM, but I have my own ADD, like, push towards Spider-Man and being hyper fixated on that. And then we have Zero Company, and I'm going to try to do that. Yeah, I don't know. I expected more from Breath of the Wild. Breath of the Wild is also like an Assassin's Creed game, where you have this big open world, but it just go collect a million things. Are you in my XCOM roster? I'd have to look. Because I spent a couple of days putting together a roster in the game that kind of cycles through on its own. And who's actually in my roster right now, I don't remember. I think User's in there. He's my ranger. Who's doing awesome. Zavor is in there as a ranger. Dan is in there as a sniper. It's just what has been followed in. You probably weren't added because you weren't in the XCOM chat talking mostly. I'd have to look. But I gotta get through Spider-Man first because I only have a month of PlayStation Plus. I realized I could buy Spider-Man for $70 or I could get PlayStation Plus for $14 and just rush through it in a month. And I decided that I'm just going to rush through it in a month. I can stream XCOM. I want to stream Zero Company. I want to take a day and put everybody into the roster and then stream Zero Company and fail miserably. The problem is, which is unfortunate, is it's right at the end of the summer, so I probably won't get to spend a lot of time with it. And I really wish, with the age of streaming as it is right now, I thought what would have been cool is if EA released a character editor now. And if they released a character editor now and allowed you to kind of like start building people in, because anyone who streams on Twitch is gonna like, it would be a gimmick to like put in, you know, your community. Can you do the Jar Jar event all R6 and no Zetas? I literally have no idea. I think somebody recently did it with like one Zeta, but here's my reality. And we actually talked about this a few weeks ago. I see zero reason to do the Jar Jar event all at R6 with no Zetas. Because you need the Zetas to make the team good. So what's the point of throwing shit against the wall for 4 hours hoping for a win when you're eventually going to need to apply the Zetas in order for the team to not be the worst thing in the world? When the event was limited, it made sense to do that. But now that the event isn't limited, it makes no sense to put yourself through that, like, at all. Like, why? Why put yourself through that problem? That frustration. And people do it all the time, and I just don't understand why they do it. Have I played The Last of Us? I finished The Last of Us 1. I really enjoyed The Last of Us 1. Really great game. I started playing The Last of Us 2 or 3 years ago, and I gave up on it. And it was a pretty good game, but there are some narrative things that I really threw me out of it. I got to the point in the game I mean, the game's 10 years old now, so if I spoil things and you care, then that's your problem. I got to the point in the game where it's like towards the end of Ellie's story, and you're kind of getting to where you need to go, and then you switch over to the other girl's story, and you basically start over, and you have no skills again, and you have to go through her story. And I said, this sucks, I'm not playing anymore. I just spent 30 hours building up this character, building up her skills, knowing how she plays, and you just threw me into starting the game over again, and I quit, and I gave up. I don't like when games do that to me. I know a lot of people have talked about and said how it's like a really cool narrative choice, and like it was really important for the game. I don't care. I don't like to be made to feel like I've started over. I hated it. When I got into the game, because you use the other girl a few times for like very small sections. So you get into the camp and you're like, all right, this is gonna be a small section. And then you get out of the camp and you actually have skills now, and you're like walking through all the same stuff you were walking through before, and I was just so frustrated with it that I got bored and stopped playing. Have I played Walking Simulator? No, I have not. What's up, Snorlax? How's it going, buddy? We were talking about you about an hour ago. I haven't played a lot of newer games. I haven't played because, you know, previous to 3 years ago, my game time was Sunday morning. From 6 a.m. to like 10 a.m. on Sunday mornings, I'd play games. And now, because I do brunches, I don't really have any of that game time except in the summer. Yes, Ray coming in clutch. I don't know. Death Stranding just doesn't seem like it's a game that interests me. Very few newer games interest me. I didn't grow up with Resident Evil. It wasn't something in my house. I had a PlayStation, but I was more of a Nintendo when I was growing up and more of a PC growing up. So Resident Evil wasn't really a thing. The only one that I've really played is Resident Evil 5. And for some reason, I played Resident Evil 5 like 5 times. Like, I played through it with a friend. And then I was up at my brother's house, and I played through it with my older brother. And then my younger brother came and visited me, and we played through, like, everybody wanted to play this game. I am so intimately familiar with Resident Evil 5. But none of the other ones have I ever really spent a lot of time with. I do have a core memory with Resident Evil, though. When they did, I think, the first remake of Resident Evil 1, a buddy of mine who was big on Resident Evil asked me to play it with him. And I sat down and played it, and he did me dirty. And he had me go outside the house, and I got attacked by like 5 dogs. And it destroyed my whole playthrough, and I was done. Like, no, I can't do this. Yes, the stupid, yes, the stupid dog. And he thought it was the funniest thing in the world. And I was, okay, I'm done. I'm over this. I like the idea of Resident Evil. I think the concept is cool. It's just not something I grew up with. And as I get older, I have very specific wants from games. You know, I want games that are going to let me play the game. That don't force me to sit through giant movie sequences. And, you know, Spider-Man 2 forces me to sit through some, which is annoying. And I usually just take out my phone because I literally don't care about the story. And I just listen to the story as I'm on my phone or doing push-ups or something. I don't care how pretty the graphics are. It doesn't matter to me. I just want to swing around the frickin' city as Spider-Man. I want to throw on my spider wings. I want to do Spidey 1440s around the city. I want to beat up some guys. I have never played a Yakuza game. The new Resident Evil movie I'm very interested in. I liked the original, and then all of the sequels I hated. But I saw the trailer in theaters for the new Resident Evil movie, and it looks like it's going to be a pretty good movie. You know, I have no idea if it's going to be a good adaptation of Resident Evil, because I don't really play them, but it does look like it's going to be a good movie. Ani, that was me. When we were playing, when Moonborn and I were playing The Forest. Every month we'd play The Forest, and we were getting through it, and it was always, like, the worst. And I did a couple of The Forest streams before I played it with him, and it was... I do not like playing horror games, because you're right. I'll sit there going into a cave going, okay, I know that there's going to be cannibals in here. And I'm not going to get scared because there definitely is cannibals in here. And then I'll scream like a little girl. And there were times playing with Moonborn where we'd be in a cave. And the curses that the two of us would say when something would happen. Oh, it was awful. It was so awful. But we finished the game. We did it. We beat it. Yeah, if a game allows me to skip the cutscenes, I'm going to. I don't care. I don't care about the story. The story means nothing to me. I want to play the game. I grew up in the SNES era. I grew up in the NES era. I grew up in the Nintendo 64 era. There were no cutscenes. I could get the story from text. I could read the little text bubble and I could move on. If those games could tell me a story without the videos, and I know that other people love the movies. I'm not telling game companies to stop making them. Just stop making them unskippable. And that's one thing that The Witcher 3 did amazingly, is anytime there was a cutscene, every time you hit X, it would just skip to the next part of the dialogue. So you could take a 10-minute clip and turn it into a 2-minute clip. Because I could read it and skip, read it, skip, read it, skip, read it, skip. And I loved that. I give them so much credit for that, for doing that. It made me so happy playing that game. When is Halloween this year? Halloween. Halloween is on a Saturday. Oh no, we can't stream on a Saturday. It'll be November when I have... Oh my god, Ani. Final Fantasy used to do that. I remember Final Fantasy IX. There was one boss that was so hard, like towards the middle of the game. And I must have died to... I hate you, Adis. I must have died to that boss like 40 times. And right before that boss, there was a stupid, what they used to call FMVs. And I'd have to watch it every freaking time. Oh, I hated it. And what else used to do that? Kingdom Hearts used to do it. Kingdom Hearts, Final Fantasy, Chrono Cross used to do it. God, I hated it. But even like back then, I used to play, like when I got into the PS2 era, I did like cutscenes because I had time. I could play video games for 8 hours a day as a kid. Now I have so little time, I don't want to watch them. I don't care. I'll watch TV if I want to watch something. I want to play a frickin' game. First Tomb Raider cutscenes with the pointy nipples. The pointy boots. How many times did I have to watch Ansem go over his stupid speech in Kingdom Hearts? Because, like, you're at the end, and you have to fight the final boss, and you've died to the final boss, like, 80 times. And he's like, I am the Heartless. I am you. Hello, Sastep. The process for getting a review is you hop on our Discord, and there's a nice little area for roster review requests. I am going to tell you that we're going to be a little bit behind, because, unfortunately, I cannot do my brunch tomorrow, and I cannot do my brunch next week. I'll be on vacation. But I try to get to them much quicker than other content creators. No shade to Scribe, but we are definitely throwing shade to Scribe this morning. Princess Scribbles. More like the jester of Star Wars Galaxy of Heroes. But if you put that in that roster review area, I do get to them as quickly as possible. And because it's the summer, we'll have some midweek streams while I do GAC, and we'll probably be able to get at least, you know, be able to get things caught up quicker than we used to in the past. During wedding roster reviews. User told me that I should do a stream during the wedding. I was like, I don't... What? From my phone? You being a silly goose? Alright, where is... I think it's in my Territory Wars area. It's gonna be a really interesting wedding because my wife and I, we don't know any of this girl's friends. I don't know who she's inviting from school. I don't talk to most of my coworkers socially. So I'm sure I'm gonna be at a table with coworkers that I normally do not socialize with. It's gonna be interesting. gonna be a fun one. We almost done. All right, this is the last. This is the last refresh. So maybe we'll be able to get at least one review in today. That would be nice. Where's my cursor? There it is. There are monthly requests. Yes, Snorlax. Snorlax is very regular. He likes to post a review request. And generally what happens with a Snorlax review is we give him advice. I give him advice. And then the next day, some type of Lightspeed bundle comes out that completely forces him to ignore me. Be like, all right, I know that you are so far away. We know that you're so far away from this. So don't go for it. Go for Profundity instead, and then like a Leviathan Lightspeed bundle will come out. Oh, I gotta do a kitten. I read that wrong. When should I get my monthly roster review? Yeah, we have the LVP. I don't know if you got the LVP or like the old laminate. We got the LVP in the basement, and my cats they're very interesting on that flooring. They're not sold on it yet. Both of my cats are lazy. They're not Zumi's cats. They'll chase each other around for a few minutes. That's about it. Oh my goodness. You can do it for birthday brunch. Why not? But if you do a roster review request for birthday brunch, I'm gonna make you sing happy birthday to me. So just be aware of that. Like we will pull you into the voice chat, and I will refuse to do the roster review until you have sung happy birthday. So make your peace with it. Pick up. I'm in. Let's do this. So where you go on Discord, I'm looking at the Discord right now, is there's an area. It is called roster review information. And if you go to roster review information, let's see. But if you'll see a thing that says regular roster reviews. And if you click on that, it'll show you the questions. If you find me a Jar Jar onesie adder, I will consider purchasing it. Oh my god, Mountain Goat. I miss when my cats used to play fetch. My older cat, she's only like 6. She's not old. We used to throw these little mousies down the hall, and she would run into bed and drop it on the bed for us, and then we'd throw it again, and she would just keep doing it. And she doesn't do that anymore, but we used to love when she did it. My younger cat now, she has this carrot toy that she really likes, and she will drop it for us. She won't go fetch it, but if we're in a room, she'll carry it in, and she'll drop it in front of us. And if we throw it, she will look betrayed. As if, like, this was a present for you. Why are you throwing away this present? The most responsive... Man, brunch is about fun. I don't know. I don't consider myself a creator. This is like therapy to me. There are a few things that I don't do. I don't like doing the read every message thing. read every message out loud thing. But like, I don't know. I'm here to chat with everybody. If I could have everybody in a voice chat, that'd be fun. But, you know, 50 people being in a voice chat would be like, it would just be noise. I look forward to brunch because I feel like I get to get all my frustrations out for the week. I get to chat with people. I get to hang out with people. There's a lot of regulars here. I like to find out what's going on with my regulars. I was just talking to my buddy last night, and I was telling him I was going to Star Wars Celebrations, and like I give zero shits at all about the convention. I'm going because for anybody else who's going, I just want to have a beer and say hi and hang out, and I thought that would be cool. I am an antisocial social butterfly. All right, we are done. We have finally finished this. Let's see. It is past 8, which means that I can get my guild shipments. A Jar Jar onesie does not exist. Man, I'd consider it. I would think it's funny if it did. I'm not going to buy a custom one because a custom one would be very expensive. Do I want this? No, this is disgusting. That's terrible. Nothing here that I need. I'll take those. We'll take that. All right, let's see what we can get on Datacrons. I was really hoping I'd have like a scav cron for week 1, but I don't think I'm gonna make it in time. Look at that. And I kind of do want this cron because I think it'll throw people off at least for week 1. Snowtrooper Commander's at the top. All right, let's see what TB is looking like. Always wear a Hut Slayer outfit. Man, at 25, you could maybe have convinced me to wear a Hut Slayer Leia outfit, but at almost 40, I don't know about that. I don't have the 6-pack abs that I used to have. Where's my calculator? Drink too much beer for that. Let's see, 730 minus 369. We need 361 there. Plus 500 minus 455. We need 406. Minus 400. We are at a -6. That is pretty solid. That is solid. Let's reload. Let's see. That was at 7:42. This is about an hour later. I don't care. We're gonna reload the bot. Do you, Adder, it is nice when people send me money. It is appreciated when people send me tips. But you should know by now that I am not as heavily motivated by money as maybe some other content creators. $5 or not at what? Fuck. Why? Damn it. That's another dollar. Another dollar to the swear jar. I'm getting Adder and Emperor mixed up because you both harass me in very similar ways. You know, Emperor, that I am not as motivated by money as a lot of other people are. You should know that very well. Updated show deployments. What does a -6 means? It means we are 6 million off from our goal, and combats will get us those 6 million. So it means that we need like 500 million in deploys, but we only have 494 million. So being at a -6 seems bad, but it's not terrible because we still have millions and millions and millions of combat GP still left. Okay, we are waiting for our tag to come through. Tag players. Dismiss that. Let's go to TB General. We are at a -6. We really need to get on your combats. All right. Mince pie and clotted cream gin. Yeah. COVID did me in when it came to my weight. And I don't know. I'm getting better. We're doing okay. I think we have time for at least one review. I don't think we're going to be able to do more than one review today because I do have to wake my wife up really soon. Let's see what review that'll be. The next one that would be up is, where is it? I think Shabby, right? It'd be Shabby. It would be Shabby. We're going to pull this up. If we have time for another one, we'll try to do another one. But I think it's probably going to be one and done today. Let's pull this up on the screen. Nope, that's Discord. There it is. Shabby's profile is up. Oh, we have to do the review song too. So let's do the review song.
Roster reviews. Egnards is having a break and taking a roster reviews. Talking to me that what pack sex should sell to you. Ooh, to you. To you.
Okay, we've got Shabby's profile here. What is the time on this stream? It is 2:13. 2:13. Let's check this out. How far away we are. This is 8-2. It is 8-8, so we're not doing bad. Mix of Leviathans and Profundity and Occasional Executor. I clear the top 5 almost every day. If I don't get pushed back too far, I'm Executor. Just unlocked Profundity. Not in a fleet Discord or anything. I always highly encourage people to Mrs. Anders redeem. Oh, did I miss a redeem? Where? I don't see a redeem anywhere. Oh, damn it. I have to do it again. Fuck you, Bones. There's another $1. I have dropped a lot of money on this stream today. Oh my God. Not in a fleet Discord. I highly encourage people to be in a fleet Discord. It helps with people not stepping on each other's toes as much. Assault battles, mostly in order. Ground War being at CT2 is always interesting. Duel of the Fates is at R9. Peridea Patrols at R5. The tediousness of a CT3 for some on Sim has tilted me, so I've left as is to return with a sane mind, probably about due. Currently working slowly towards Ahsoka whilst focusing on saving crystals for the era. Happy to change direction, was looking at Hondo, but was hoping LSTs would change soon and to be able to move back into him. That's why I started Ahsoka. I do value efficiency. I'm farming all Proving Grounds characters now, have a few, but was late to clear Ben and also Malgus and Sith ships, so behind on Leviathan requirements. All right. My God. Let's see. We already know we're at 10.2 million. Looking at... I want to first check out, we have Jedi Master Luke. So Ground War being at CT2 is really interesting because this should actually be very easy for you. And especially with Jedi Leia coming, you're going to want to remod Luke to being very slow anyway, seemingly, to be the leader again. So taking all of the speed or most of the speed off. But what you're going to essentially do for Ground War CT3 is Jedi Knight Luke in the lead. Do you have the Zeta that gives you Heroes Arise? You're going to want it if you don't. Is this the Heroes Arise one? No, this is not even the Heroes Arise one, so you have the other one. You're going to do Jedi Knight Luke in the lead with Jedi Master Luke, Jedi Knight Revan, Hermit Yoda. Try to get Hermit Yoda really fast, so it shouldn't matter with Math JML being in there. And then I used General Kenobi. You probably can still get away with General Kenobi. I don't like using Anakin in the battle, because using Anakin in the battle, it makes it harder to leverage. But the whole idea of it is you use the Heroes Arise ability right away so that the entire enemy team is slowed down to Jedi Knight Luke's level. And then you just slowly, you stun with Jedi Knight Luke, you work through each phase so that you have a stun up at the end of each phase to use in the next phase, and you end each phase with a Heroes Arise, a call, so that every phase starts with Jedi Knight Luke going first. It is not that hard, and with your roster, you should be able to very easily get Ground War at CT3. Like, I did it on Vance's account, and if I can do it on Vance's account, you should be able to do it. Places of Power. You have Places of Power should not be too terribly difficult at CT3 with DS Ray, though I've never done it with DS Ray. I've just heard through the grapevines once DS Ray came out that people were starting to find it to be a lot easier. Secrets and Shadows, I would not worry too much about. You do not have Third Sister, so Fanatical Devotion, I would not worry too much about. Let's see where we are at with our actual gear trackers. We're going for Ahsoka. We're 750 away. We're going for Hondo. Hondo, we're starting on the Lightspeed token journey. Now, good news is it seems like they are starting to be in the Lightspeed tokens, I think, starting with your next refresh. But here's the thing, right? So you can work on Hondo and Ahsoka at the same time, because you already have all of Ahsoka's requirements at relic levels. So you can be pushing Lightspeed tokens towards Hondo to prep for Hondo while you're finishing Ahsoka. And I would recommend doing that, because you are pretty close to Ahsoka, and her resource event is a really good resource event. I would strongly recommend, though, that you get your Peridia boys at Relic 7 as a priority, because you need them at Relic 7 anyway for the event. So you might as well like get that done first for the Peridia Patrol event. So it makes no sense to make them wait till last. Get those guys out of the way first, right? I will always tell you Peridia Patrol to Relic 9 for the event, but you do have a lot of Relic 9s coming up between Ahsoka and Hondo, so making that not a priority is not a big deal. Finish Ahsoka, work on Hondo with your Lightspeed tokens. That's your job right now, right? You're in a good path. I would not switch back over. Have Balin, Jar Jar. We have everything else. Leviathan's fairly far. I do want to check on that. Afra's not important. Jedi Master Mace Windu is not important. Lord Vader is far. JMK is close, but I don't know. He's kind of fallen off. C is close. I think C is going to see some more prominence once Jedi Training Leia comes out. And you're going to be a little bit closer with Dooku with the Hondo event as well. And, you know, wanting to get like Marauder, because I believe Marauder is one of the Sith ships, if I remember correctly, but I could be wrong. I think he's the tank ship, right? So as you start to... Am I wrong on that? Ships? No, the tank ships. Yeah, it's Marauder. So you're going to want to get Marauder for Leviathan anyway. So you're going to start kind of working your way towards C as you go. You don't have Fury class unlocked at all. I don't know how close you are to Fury class. You don't have Malgus at all. I think... Let's see what their Sith ships are looking like. I would strongly recommend. I think B28 is a Cantina farm. Right? I'm pretty sure B28 is a Cantina farm. B28. No, B28 is a hard node farm, so that's perfect. Shuttle is a hard node farm. Dagger. Dagger is a hard node farm. Why? Oh, you don't even have Sith Assassin unlocked. Man. What I would strongly recommend doing is all of your hard node Sith ships. I would do 5 battles a day because that's going to be slow. That's going to take 6 months without refreshes. Start it now. All of your hard node Sith ships, 5 battles a day, start getting them up. Work on Ahsoka as your active farm. Work on Hondo as your lightspeed token farm. Once Ahsoka is finished, prioritizing the Poncho brothers. Once Ahsoka is R9 for her resource event, then go heavily into Hondo. That should give you 2, 3, maybe 4 months of getting your Sith ships done and getting yourself closer to Leviathan. At that point, we hopefully should have raid news. Maybe. Who knows, right? Like, but we should have some news to kind of tell you where to go from there. Assuming no news, assuming there's no pivot on the news, I would probably go for C as your next GL because you're closer, because Dooku will be done, making you even closer than you are right now, because Marauder will need to be done for Leviathan, so you might as well get that out of the way right now, because your Imperial troopers with the Stormtrooper the new Stormtrooper are going to have some more prominence. So maybe Stark is going to be important to you again. But I would say C is going to be your next farm, assuming there's no raid pivot. But with us being in a potential time where a raid pivot might happen, I would just focus on the Hondo Ahsoka thing right now and focus on slow farming your Sith ships. It's just what makes the most sense. Your ground war, I've given you the tips on your ground war for Jedi Knight Luke. For your other assault battles, I wouldn't worry too much about them. Where they are seems to be where they should be. Places of power, maybe you can get done with your First Order team because you have DS right now. But I wouldn't go crazy beyond that. All right. Ooh, there's my YouTube. Let's turn this off and we're going to go back to game real quick so that I can set this up. As I said, though, today's brunch, a little bit truncated. There is no brunch tomorrow. I will unfortunately not be here tomorrow morning. I have, my own stuff that needs to get done. I will be out of town. We will do GAC brunches throughout the week. Matt, we had a Saturday brunch because I won't be here tomorrow, and I just happen to have it work. But we are finishing up now because I have to drive upstate for a wedding. So whenever it is, I think it's Thursday, I think is the day, right? Thursday, we will do a GAC brunch if that's the correct day. And we'll try to get at least one more review done for that. And we're just going to kind of make our way through as much as we can. And hopefully do what we can. Look out for me on Discord later when I'm drunk and in the bathroom complaining about this wedding. We're going to raid out the Huts Hangout. I'm a big fan of Huts Hangout. I never get to watch them because I'm always at work. It is the Berm. It is Aussie Mike. Aussie Mike is a huge friend of basically every content creator in this game. He's a huge community supporter, so go check them out. He's Australian, obviously, so he's got a lovely accent. But we have to peace out at this point so that I can get on the road. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If you are on YouTube and you are not already subscribed, Help a brother out, man. Like, what more do I have to do, man? My last fleet video, you get to see a breakdown. 70% of people who saw that video are not subscribers. What silly gooses, right? We got to get us up there. But have a great weekend. And I will see you guys next week.
You know.